This is Will Nunziata, New York City-based director and creator of theater, television, and film. And today I am thrilled to be speaking with the acclaimed music producer, AMETAPHOR. But before we get to our interview, here is a sneak peek at AMETAPHOR's incredible talent as a music producer. You're gonna see the before and after of when she puts her magic wand on music production.
Don't be afraid of who you are, you're a divine woman. You redefine woman, you're such a fine woman, yeah, woman, yeah, woman. Don't be afraid of who you are, you're a divine woman. You redefine woman, you're such a fine woman, yeah, woman, yeah, woman.
Well, hello, AMETAPHOR, how are you?
Hello, I'm doing well today. How are you?
AMETAPHOR, I'm doing so much better now that I'm speaking with you. I've been obsessed with you for weeks now. I feel like I already know you as I've just been, stalking all your socials. Look, I love the fact that you're so unapologetically able to do so much within the landscape of music, but it's really the hat as music producer where you are really starting to and truly about to blow up. I want to start from the beginning though, AMETAPHOR. I want to know where you were born and what were your musical influences growing up?
So I was born in Mountain View, California, which is kind of where Apple is, their headquarters is. So I grew up in like tech capital of like the world. And my musical influences, I started out with a lot of electronic music, surprisingly, because my parents, they both come from like electronic engineering background, and they really liked, like my mom was really into big pop idols that were in electronic music like Madonna and stuff, but my dad was into a lot of 80s synth pop. So there was a lot of like electronic upbringing, and my mom discovered trance when I was a kid before anyone really knew what trance was. She just like would go to the Vietnamese market, and there was this little like Euro club shack. So I listened to a lot of trance, and then I listened to like Britney Spears, Mariah Carey, and a lot of R&B hip hop stuff. And so that was really what shaped me vocally. Was I definitely idolized Mariah Carey's voice and imitated her a lot in the beginning, but I always had a love for electronic music, like since
I love that. And I'm curious to know, because you're obviously also an accomplished singer-songwriter, but I'm always curious with artists because I also went through this stage where I was a singer for decades and then became my bliss, which is a director and a creator of theater, television, and film. For you, I'm curious what that transition was like for you from singer-songwriter to music producer. Was it something that was always a North Star for you, music production? Or is it something that like while you were singer-songwriting and it was like, wait, I actually like being on that side more? Like, what was that journey like for you?
I had no idea that I would become a music producer. I always wanted to be a singer. It was about like 6th grade. I started realizing like I had a singing voice, and then I always was like, I became a soloist in choir pretty much all the way up, and I ended up going to college for opera, and I just thought I was going to be a singer. I didn't know what I wanted to do or anything, but I dabbled around in GarageBand, and I used to try and make EDM songs and I kind of made my own music, but it was very in private. Like my family didn't even know that I wrote my own songs until after I decided to go into music production.
But I also love AMETAPHOR, like, and you tell me, like, as a director, I feel like I get to play all of the parts. And I'm curious for you as a music producer, do you feel like you're able to literally and figuratively sing all of the parts as you're working with so many different artists on an array of genres?
Yes, 100%. It actually unlocks so much like language potential, because you can communicate
Yes.
by literally showing the example instead of, you know, saying like what to do, if that makes sense.
No, I mean, look at, I think what we have, I mean, nothing that like, I'm not comparing us to other creators, but look at, I know that when I'm in a rehearsal room with, you know, a Broadway Tony Award winning actor or actress, and I can literally sing for them or show them what I'm feeling with my own craft as a singer and an actor, like it's so helpful. And I'm sure for the artists that you work with, where you literally can sing, probably sometimes better, but God bless, sing the part how you hear it. It's so helpful for them to be their best selves.
100%. Like I just produced for an artist who they couldn't really, they didn't know much about their singing voice, but I know that I have a similar range to them. So I just communicated with my own voice and found a key, and it worked perfectly. And it was like, we didn't even have to think about it because it was telepathic.
I freaking love it. And again, I just love the idea that you're able to take these tools in your tool belt that you have garnered, probably while you were garnering them, not even ever thinking, oh my God, I'm gonna one day use this as a music producer. And I also love AMETAPHOR, the unapologetic nature in which you attack your work. I'm curious to know, during the quarantine, I am sure you were able to cultivate so many original songs, but also talent. Is there one or two in particular that you can give us a little, oh, I don't know, sneak peek about, that the audience can kind of keep their eyes and ears open for?
Oh my gosh. Honestly, as a freestyle creative, the main thing that I've learned to appreciate and embody more of is like reclaiming my operatic voice and freestyling in the operatic style. And I've realized that some of my newer videos where I'm just sharing singing in that style, people are very reactive to it and like it, because I guess it's like different. And I kind of neglected that. I wanted to get far away from classical music after going to school for it. And now getting back into that, really, I just want to start recording more of that, but officially. So like, and just making random
and by
stuff.
the way, correct me if I'm wrong, but you call it indie bopera?
I call it bopera.
I can't with you. I'm like, oh my God, AMETAPHOR, get that trademark ASAP.
I know I came up with that term just a few weeks ago because I realized, you know, if I was truly confident, what would I call my hybridness of, you know, classical contemporary? Because there are other people who are like me, who they come from that classical background and they want to rewild themselves.
Right.
And that feeling of, you know, empowerment and playfulness, but also with the classical theory, I think is just, I have a blast doing that.
I freaking love it. Listen, I also just love that you have your hands in so many, you know, different arenas for your brand, you know, music producer, singer songwriter, books, gears, NFTs. And now I'm thinking with FENIX, especially in the NFT market, with their own NFT, and your ability to really, like, I feel like artists are going to be able to monetize off their art with this amazing app. I'm curious what you're most excited about, not only with the whole NFT world, but also the idea of you collaborating through this app with artists all over the world.
Yeah, I just, in general, I've awakened so much to what is possible when you get out of your own way, not just for yourself, but what you can do together with other people to not only create something amazing, but use that project to be a ticket to something greater, because you can attach so much with NFTs. You could, you know, donate a portion of the proceeds, or you can, you know, literally cultivate a community on a single project with a like-minded goal and do something so much more. And I think that's such an amazing freedom that we have too, with independence and these new freedoms, and being able to literally find people just so easily that are aligned with what you want.
Well, I mean, you just gave the North Star for the CEOs, both of whom are friends. It's to cultivate a community of not only collaboration, but truly a collective, that within the collective of people communicating and sharing, it becomes a win-win for all of the artists involved. And I'm so grateful, AMETAPHOR, that not only you're coming on board, but that for your time today, and that we are connected now.
Absolutely.
Well, I want to let our audience know, for more on the incredible AMETAPHOR, you could read more about her right below this video. AMETAPHOR, have an amazing day and talk to you soon.
Thank you so much. Back at you.